Liquid Lunch Live is brought to you by Panzoni Vodka.
Hey, welcome back to this Freaky Friday edition of Liquid Lunch on NewsMax TV. I'm John Tobacco. The Dow is still recovering from some big morning losses. Things are okay. Bitcoin is well above 10,000, but stay aware, stay alert, and stay nimble. Before we get into our next two guests, I want to remind you, my friends down at the Money Channel have been talking to me about this new company that's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CURR, Cure. And they happen to be going into business with Canopy Growth, one of the biggest cannabis companies out there. And they're coming out with a thin film cannabis. The stock's about $4.50. You just put it under your tongue. You don't have to digest it, and it goes right into your blood. You get all that beautiful feeling without it going through your digestive system. So if it's suitable for you, keep your eye out on Charlie Uncle Roger. And now we bring on another powerhouse pair, a dynamic duo indeed. Returning to the show, they've both been here many times before. Rob Taub is a humorist. He's a NewsMax contributor. He writes a column, Centrist Sentiments. He's a Democrat, but he's a logical, moderate, normal Democrat, from what I can tell so far.
I'm sane.
And sane. And
I don't want to give everything away for free.
A man who would never be confused with sane, Scott Lobaido, patriotic artist and absolutely insane. And Scott always brings us some great thoughts, great ideas. He carries his patriotism and his artwork across the country. And this week you hit a doozy. You hit one out of the park. I think we have a cut of your most recent work. This is a 10-foot high, 21 feet long painting.
Here we are, folks.
There you are.
City Hall. Some media folks here. Got my driver. Of course, we have a clown driving this clown.
Give him a little rundown of what's happening here.
Yeah, put that on the side of a U-Haul truck and pulled up in front of City Hall for a little while, drove it around Manhattan. Got a lot of thumbs up. And again, my guest next to me, this is something that, you know, Democrats, Republicans, liberals, you don't know how many people hate this mayor. It's amazing. You know, I got little friends I haven't talked to in so long, and they're like, I'm with you on this one. This guy is out of his mind.
73% of New Yorkers, I think, said that they hate him and there's no reason he should be running for president. For those of you in our national audience who don't know, recently there's been a little spat of people thinking it's okay to dump buckets of water over the head of police officers, and Deblasio says nothing, does nothing. Citizen Scott does something. He expresses himself with some beautiful art. What do you think about that artwork there, Rob?
I think it's pretty good. And one of the reasons that Deblasio, or the reason that Deblasio, when he made his presidential campaign video, it was shot entirely in a car. Because when he gets out on the street, people scream at him.
He can't.
And so they can't get any good audio because New Yorkers are like, you're a bum, you're a jadrul, you're a mamaluke, you're a schmagegi, you're Yiddish and Italian.
He loves coming in with the little Italian slangers.
Well, we're all from Staten Island. So what I say, Mushad before.
Mushad, I like that.
Mushad. Yeah, but listen, you know, I'm a representative when I do this artwork. I'm hearing from, you know, the police department and the teachers and all of these people who can't stand this mayor but can't say anything because they have their jobs that are on the line. So I hear them and I speak for them. So they were so excited about this. John, remember, we're the same age. We grew up in Staten Island. We were punks when we were kids. When the cops came around, gave us a little hit in the back of the leg with a stick and said, beat it. We beat it. If we did anything like that with a bucket of water, we'd get our heads cracked open back then, not only by the cops, but by our fathers and our uncles.
I believe in Staten Island we referred to that as throwing them a beating.
Throwing them a beating.
Throwing them a beating. But for real, to
you know what?
that,
My father was a cop, and if I ever had a run-in with the cops, the last thing I would do is go home and tell my father, because then I'd get a double beating for it. You know what I mean?
We all knew the cops.
Yeah, we knew.
The cops were going to tell me.
You were taught to respect them.
Automatically.
And listen, and when you have a mayor who spends 80% of his time outside of New York, why is anybody going to respect the cops when he doesn't? You know what I'm saying, Rob?
Exactly. Well, that's the problem.
And this homeless thing you're talking about, the crime. I mean, is crime low? He says it's low. Why is it low? Because it's not being reported. They're not
Well, there's
reporting
also
all crime
quality of
stats.
life crimes.
Yeah.
So
That'll.
homeless people destroying the subway, defecating everywhere, doing other things that will remain unmentioned on this show. There's a guy who does it chronically, and the police are not empowered to do anything about it. His wife, Charlene McRae, earmarked nearly $1 billion to take care of the homeless. So where is that money? Because the homeless are not being taken care of.
No.
I'm not condemning the homeless.
No, we're not. It has to be addressed.
Homeless are the people in society that we're supposed to take care of, people who can't help themselves. And New York's the #2 rattiest city in the country. We have the most rats. We probably have the most homeless. I'm seeing more and more in my day.
It's the highest
walking
rate.
to work and walking to the studio. But
listen, we used to go up. I went up Mike Bloomberg. You remember I went up against him a whole bunch of times. Mike, if you're listening, I'll welcome you back.
come on back.
I'll welcome you back. Come on back.
Scotty Lobaido, Rob Taub, mixing it up for us again. You stay right there. Back after this for What the Facts.